Free-to-play games are fantastic, and in 2025, Steam has a ton of incredible new titles that you could play right now. From hero shooters and epic roguelikes to indie masterpieces, there's a game here for everyone. In this video, we're breaking down the best brand new free Steam games available in 2025, going over why each game is worth playing. Whether you're into action, strategy, or something in between, this list has you covered. This is Undercoverdudes, and these are the top 10 free Steam games to play right now. First up, we have Splitgate 2. The sequel to a hugely popular game that blended Halo-style gunplay with mind-bending portal mechanics. This sequel aims to push this even further with smoother gameplay, new weapons, and even more creative ways to outsmart your opponents. Visually, Splitgate 2 also gets an upgrade with improved graphics and more detailed maps, making each arena more immersive. The movement mechanics are also more refined, offering faster, more fluid combat that rewards skill and quick thinking. On top of all of this, expanded customization options let you tailor your weapons, armor, and loadouts to match your playstyle. If the developers could build on the original solid foundation while introducing fresh content and updates, Splitgate 2 could easily become a major force in the competitive shooter scene. Next today is Grapples Galore, a fast-paced arena shooter that focuses on physics-based movement using a grapple. Speed is key here as you use your hooks to swing around, find weapons, and pull other players towards you. The unique, quirky graphics work fantastically with this concept, enhancing the game's hilarious moments. There's 8 unique maps, 4 game modes, 9 different weapons, and tons of character customization, just showing the amount of content that is packed into the game. Overall, a super polished indie title that is easy to pick up and play but difficult to master. The definition of fun for a free-to-play title that is definitely worth sinking time into. The reviews match this sentiment as well with a very positive rating, particularly impressive for a game made by only one person. The next game for today is Balantica, a unique spin on the roguelike genre that takes heavy inspiration from games such as Don't Starve and Slay the Spire. This is through similar gameplay mechanics and art, all being tied to deck building gameplay, but the twist is that you use cards to produce hope. Too unbalanced though, and penalties are enforced. The game is simple to learn but has great strategy with a variety of card effects, resulting in a fair but not too easy to beat experience. Big shout out to the graphics and art too, which really set the game apart, perfectly blending with the gameplay. Overall, it's a great example of a high quality indie roguelite title, a great twist on the genre that lately has been a bit stale. All of this sums to a very positive review rating and a game worth playing for fans of the genre. Next up is a game that frankly everyone is playing right now, and that is Marvel Rivals. The superhero team-based PvP hero shooter is taking a huge page from Overwatch, but improving on a ton of elements. The all-star cast is the most apparent, featuring your favorite superheroes across the Marvel universe. The gameplay backs this up though completely, committing to a third-person perspective that is not only unique for the genre, but also makes the game hugely accessible to the non-shooter crowd. It's a breath of fresh air compared to the awkward and controversial choices made to Overwatch 2, bringing solid gameplay alongside fantastic art and sound design. This is really an example of wearing your inspiration on your sleeve and trying to make it better. This is not forgetting the stylish level of polish, and it makes sense why Marvel Rivals has such a huge player count. Check it out. The next game for today is called Puck, a physics-based hockey title where you play in the first person. Contrary to most sports games like FIFA and Madden, in Puck you have very precise control over your hockey stick and over the arms of your player, and all of this you're trying to go and make a mad dash to the goals in order to score. Furthermore, there are no rules and no timeouts, it's just chaotic fun. Multiplayer is front and center here too, playing either with friends, randoms, or even competitive matchmaking so you can play with people with similar skill. For what appears on the surface to be just a silly game, Puck has a lot going for it and a lot of features not really seen in indie games. This plus its commitment to no pay to win is overall a great free-to-play package. Next today is Delta Force, the epic multiplayer first-person shooter that has finally been released on Steam. Delta Force features modern team-based tactical gameplay, very reminiscent of Battlefield and the like, but in a free-to-play package. With 32 vs 32 battles across land, sea and air, this game has every element covered, along with a pretty cool campaign based off Black Hawk Down. There is just a ton of content here, making it one of the most hyped free-to-play shooters in a very long time. This is not to say it doesn't have issues, with kernel level anti-cheat and its somewhat lack of effectiveness being a common complaint. Regardless, its visuals are impressive for a free-to-play title, and there's a commitment to no pay to win. This is truly a AAA free-to-play title and is frankly filling the hole that games such as World War III tried to fill. The next game for today is Girls Frontline 2 EXILIUM, a turn-based strategy game that plays like XCOM but with android mercenaries instead of soldiers. You command squads of T-dolls, each wielding firearms and melee weapons, in a mix of tactical combat and character-driven storytelling. Unlike most gacha games, you can unlock every character without spending a cent, which is very rare. The game itself looks great, with cinematic combat and fully animated cutscenes. The story continues this trend as it leans into dystopian sci-fi with war, AI conflicts, and corporate conspiracies shaping the world. The combat is deep as well, with terrain, positioning, and unit abilities actually mattering. Overall, it's got great gameplay, fantastic visuals, a solid story, and fair monetization. This is one of the few gacha games that actually respects your time. If you like strategy games, this is definitely one to check out. Next up is Pale Abyss, a first-person dungeon crawler heavily inspired by King's Field, bringing back that old-school, slow-paced, methodical combat. You explore a cryptic world filled with dangerous enemies, magics, and secrets, all wrapped in PS1 style visuals that perfectly capture that eerie aesthetic. This is easily one of the most interesting games on this list. Combat is deliberate and punishing, magic feels powerful, and the inventory system adds extra depth to the gameplay. It nails the unsettling, mysterious vibe that classic From Software games have. Now keep in mind, this is a student project made by a team of 3 in just 6 months, so it's a short experience, clocking in about an hour. But for what it is, it's pretty polished and absolutely worth checking out. If you're a fan of old school dungeon crawlers or just love the low poly aesthetic, Pale Abyss is a must try. Next today is FragPunk, the newly released first-person shooter that is bringing a big twist to the hero shooter genre. Hitting the Steam store a few days ago, FragPunk's gameplay is a mix of fast-paced gunfights with strategic card-based abilities. In every match, you can draw and play cards that dramatically alter the flow of the game, adding a layer of strategy and making every match feel fresh. Visually, FragPunk stands out from the rest with its art style and great animations, giving it a bright aesthetic that separates it from more traditional shooters. The gunplay is tight and responsive, and this balance of high-speed action and on-the-fly strategy is a pretty cool combo. If you're a fan of games like Apex Legends, Valorant, or Overwatch, but want something that really shakes up the formula, FragPunk could be it. Reviews are mostly positive so far, so make sure to check it out. Next today is Awaria, an incredible game developed by the same people that made Helltaker. Awaria has simple but rough mechanics, all centered around working in haunted maintenance tunnels. In this, you control a mechanic who runs through the game's small top-down levels attempting to fix broken machines, all while evading the attacks of increasingly aggressive ghost girls. The graphics and art style are incredible, it's completely free, and like Helltaker, it's absolutely addicting.